Alright, welcome to part 3 of the dev commentary for the custom-made Freddy Fish and Looters Maze Madness level pack. Let's get right into level 21, which introduces one of my favorite gimmicks that I've discovered. So, yeah, you might want me to address the elephant in the room here, which is the location of the exit on this map. And I feel like I should probably just let the level do the talking for me in this case. So I'll first make sure that I don't get eaten by the shark, and then make my way over to it to see that, yes indeed, this works. It sends you out exactly how you would expect. As it turns out, the way that these are coded is that, like, they're really just an open tile, and it just sends you out in the same direction that you're already going. So you can just put them anywhere, and they just kind of work. So in this case, yeah, this is just a short introductory level, so there's nothing too insane going on with these yet, but they will come, they will return, and they will be used much more interestingly as well. So here we have another kelp gate puzzle. In fact, you have, oh actually no, it's just one. You just have to make sure that you do this one, and then, well, that kelp actually stayed stuck for a while, and then you can just get a free sandwich. So now I now have 8 lives. Hooray! Should probably take this path because it's gonna take less time to traverse. This crab is being really annoying. I think I'm just gonna trap it. And then make my way to this shell. I'm not really sure if the kelp gates really add to this level, but I also did not want to, like, not use them. It's kind of a bit of an annoying conundrum, but I don't think they're too bad in this level yet. But yeah, I do eventually like end up using these green ones a lot less, I think. Anyway, as soon as the shark stops moving to the other side, finish the level. There we go. And now we're back into the purple caves. So, like I said, I haven't touched these levels in a while, so I actually don't remember the exact order of the levels. So, I won't remember immediately what the gimmick is on each level. But I think in this case, yeah, I mean, like the purple cave, the purple coral cave is a bit of a bubble rapids environment. That's unfortunate that I have to do that, but what can you do? Oh, right, I see, yeah, this is the introduction of what I call the bubble caches. So you can, yeah, they're kind of finicky and I think not very well polished, but you can see the point here is to make use of them so you can actually grab keys. And this room is designed to be possible to do without the use of soap itself. You can just normally use these hutches. Except that the anglerfish isn't cooperating this time. I keep this time. There you go. Finally got it. Yeah, they're a bit finicky because, like, you need to be like 2 tiles away from them for some reason for them to actually, like, trap, which is really awkward. Or rather, you have to move 2 tiles away from the hutch for it to actually, like, open up and release the bubble. Ah, nice. I think they stay trapped less long if they're trapped in a bubble from the captures for some reason. But yeah. Here's another worst bout. So you have to make use of the shell gate to get here. So it's a very small little puzzle. And yeah, another elephant in the room, or rather in this room. The elephant is the squid, which finally gets introduced at level 22 in a very safe environment. There's really only anglerfish, and yeah, they don't really like move anywhere. Yeah, like this. That's just a very simple like room that doesn't really have much going on, except for like that pearlback is like really dangerous because there's a bunch of anglerfish over there. But I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the level. I would say that's worth not dying there. Now we could just finish level here, as soon as this scout gate opens up at the absolute worst possible time. Make our way to level 23, which introduces the Orange Rock Cave as an actual level environment. I decided to use the unused sand background for this because I just thought it would be funny to just have orange on orange. I would not recommend this design-wise because this just clashes the... like, you want some contrast in between the background and the tiles, and yeah, this just is not here. You could just use this to jump the shark. And you may notice there's an exit at the bottom left you can't access, so yeah, this is going to be another cyclical level. Make a shortcut, and I'm going to leave the kelp seed because I need them. Right, so this squid can be kept trapped for now. This room is kind of designed a little bit to be a small trap room. Like there's a bunch of there's a bunch of hinges here, which, yeah, this is where they get introduced. Where if you push any of them, you can't get the last two prizes. I mean, it's not a huge loss, which is why I like this puzzle is set up like this. Like, it's not a difficult puzzle to go through, so like I feel like the prizes also should be very high to account for that. This shark is being really annoying at patrol. So okay, I can shoot it over here. Which is, what's nice is that enemies seem to move at like 90% of the speed of Freddi fish, which means that, like, you can always like get away from them. I think that's a bit of an underappreciated level design fact of this game. And here's another refill of the soap. I don't even remember where I got the star, but I feel like it was probably too easy to get this one. But like I said, rather give too much into level. And oh right, this is a welcome surprise. This is one of my favorite rooms in the entire thing. So there's a whole bunch of boulders here, and I think it is fair to say that it's not very difficult to see what is going on here. You just shoot the shark here. And I failed the room. I think I'm actually going to restart this one because I do want to show off everything. But yeah, the point is you want to actually push this one down.
Can you you believe I still have 6 peanut butter and jellyfish sandwiches?
But yeah, I filled the room, so I'll just go back into it. And redo this part again. I think it's kind of weird that you can just like leave a stage and then just come back and then just have your lives back if you feel like you just played badly. Usually the shots are a bit nicer in that room. But I feel like they're also instrumental to like the workings of the room, because otherwise it is pretty easy to just like avoid. Pushing the rocks, and the shocks actually like add pressure to that. Oh wait, no, right, the star was here, so it's kind of just a knowledge check about like, hey, do you know how the hinges work? Or do you remember how the hinges work? Because once again, like this level pack does hinge on the fact that you have played the vanilla pack. Right, I'm just gonna lure the shark here, just so he's not cooperating. Okay, never mind. I wanted to lure the shark, that way I could like kill 2 birds with 1 stone and just like have the shark move where I am, so I can juke it up in the upper right corner, but it's not interested in doing that. We can do this, which I kind of forgot you could just do that in the previous time. So yeah, let's re-grab this and go back into the boulder room. I think I'm just going to trap the sharks, because that's just going to be easier than just like trying to make sure that I don't screw up out of panic. There you go. Yeah, this room needed like 15 revisions or something like that, because I kept finding ways to like actually break the chain and still like get away with it, which was absolutely not the point. But yeah, once you blow up all the boulders, you can go into this room, which is the first usage of the mines. Started out as a bonus room, but will eventually get incorporated into the actual levels. But yeah, I really like the idea of having just like bonus rooms, like entire rooms that are just dedicated to being a bonus. I believe this is a gimmick used in level, I want to say 38 or 39, I forget, but there's like a sponge puzzle that you can get there. Level 40 does it as well, like it has the entire like secret area set up in like using 2 screens that you cannot access if you screw up the first room. Which is one of the most iconic levels in the entire game, I might add. I believe it's even on the back cover of the game. Yeah, we've got some more of these caves, and you can do this funny thing here, where the game refuses to acknowledge hitboxes, I guess. But yeah, also new are the orange sponges. These are completely impossible to destroy. They will just keep bouncing over and over until you leave the room. Now, you can trap the shark here, but he's not willing to get trapped. Never mind, there he goes. That's probably like one of my favorite gimmicks in using the hinges, that you could just like use them to trap enemies. I don't believe I used the $1 shell for anything, the $1 key for anything else here. And there's a little puzzle involving the kelp gates, so we have to time it. Nothing too special. So yeah, this level starts you out by pushing a sponge. Whenever you see something like that, like, I'm not evil, I don't expect you to like randomly know that, hey, you need to just know that there's a sponge there and that you shouldn't push it. Like, I'm not that mean. So if you like randomly see yourself like hitting a sponge at the start of I think I should move. No. I think this is correct. This is just a weird room where the hinges are just kind of used to spew confusion. But I'll be honest, I don't exactly remember. To go over the door. I think you just opened this gate. There's a really annoying puzzle here involving the bubble hatch and the kelp gates and the piranha, the anglerfish. We just kind of have to hope that the kelp gate cooperates. I should have probably just used a purple one here. There we go. Not too bad, I guess, because like the consequence of failure isn't too high. And yeah, the water splash is also kind of designed to keep the shark at bay over there. So I usually like design my levels in such a way that if there's a puzzle involved, there's fewer enemies, so that you like actually get the time to think about the puzzle rather than panic. I don't remember which teleporter he gets into. It's that one. I'll be honest, I don't know what I was thinking with that crab room. I should probably remove one of those two crabs, but well, that's annoying. That's not safe to get now. That's okay. I have 6 lives left and the level ended. Whoops. I don't think there was really anything else to show though, so it's fine.
Wow,
I can
Grandma
move on to the next level.
They're everywhere.
Which does have the bonus room, so here I do have to make sure that you don't screw up. Now, there's a couple of things about this level. There's these hinges here. You don't want to push them, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But yeah, you just kind of want to like start by, I don't remember which teleporter leads to where. Okay, so this one leads to here. I'm going to keep the shark trapped for now, so I will ignore that teleporter. And instead, I'll want to trap this anglerfish. I don't think it is possible to get the shell without using a bubble. But you can definitely get out of the level using the bubble. That's usually like how I try to design stuff. Like, you don't need bubbles to get out, but you do need them sometimes for prizes. Now, this room is really funny. But I'm actually not going to use this room yet, because this is impossible to get the scepter in my current state. Instead I want to go into this room and grab the shark. Now this is another hinge room, though there isn't much to say about this. Actually, I think, yeah, I can just go here, actually. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to just use the shell, grab the worm noodle, quickly make it over to this room, And then you can push this green sponge and then erase it all the way over here. And that's why you need the worm doodle. This is impossible to do without the worm doodle. And then you can push the sponge to the left and use that to get to the bonus room. So you do need the worm doodle. You also preferably want to make sure that the hinges are in such a way that you can like actually get to the room quickly. And your reward for this is probably the most terribly designed bonus room in the entire pack. Because I could not find a way to make the hinges work in such a way that like they actually enhance the bonus room level design. But that's fine, you can just like push them all I guess, and then eventually you're just delegated to a certain part of the level. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite bonus room level setups in the pack. I'll use the rest of the bonus room to give myself a bit of a breather. I don't think I get another life until I reach 20,000 points, which is a lot. Right. Originally, only the middle part, or rather, originally you need the tile directly above the middle bubble, so I had like a bubble wrap head, so you actually have to push the green boulder into a specific tile to actually get there, but I thought that was a bit too mean, and like, the actual puzzle itself was already like, tricky enough. But yeah, that's a really cool level in my opinion. Anyway, now I just need to finish this. And wow, I didn't even need to use a bubble here. I'll quickly grab this cotton candy. And then make my way to the last few seeds, which I believe I left in the other room as well. You definitely stay trapped for much longer when it's an actual soap bubble they use. Don't know what's up with that. Or maybe it just feels that way, I don't know. I have to work harder to make the bubble catches, I guess. I will grab this present, because it is 100 points. I could have probably played this route better, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just wait to the anglerfish to make its way over here so I can squish it, and then I'll finish up this level. There we go. So that's the halfway mark of the game, and I guess I'll see you in the next set.